The 3 ways you make money in real estate. Stay tuned to this week's episode of Prime Property. Promise you, it'll be worth it. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Property. So glad you could join us here. Well, the year is coming to an end and holiday seasons are kicking in. This means real estate becomes a complete stop, and so does frankly everything in the world because everybody is in holiday season. So I'm going to use this time during the slower times to kind of create a mini series on how to invest in real estate from start to finish. So make sure you want to stay tuned to next few weeks episode if you want to go from A to Z for investing in real estate. This is going to be great for everyone, whether they're trying to get started or just need to get brushed up on some of the things that you kind of forgot about. Now, the first part I'm going to talk about is the 3 ways you can make money in real estate. But come on guys, let's be real. Everyone is here to make a little bit of cheddar with real estate. That's really why I would say most of the people get into real estate. So there's 3 ways you can get paid in real estate. Well, technically 4, but that's going to be a bonus. So make sure you stay to the end of the episode, okay? So before we get started, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the Prime Property channel. I'll put a button in the description below for you to do that. So without further ado, number 1. Rent. This one's fairly obvious because everyone buys a property in hopes to rent it outside of people who are flipping. Now, I'm starting with rent first because this is going to be the least amount of money, and when we get towards the end, like 2, 3, and the bonus 4, it's going to be more and more money. So when we buy real estate, we're obviously trying to find a tenant that's going to cover all our expenses in the property that we just bought. This is all part of the real estate journey. So the expenses that you're going to have for carrying the property are going to be mortgages, taxes, insurance, condo fees, and etc. So the amount of rent that we're going to be getting, we're going to try to be greater than the amount of expenses that we're going to have. And this is what we call cash flow. Cash flow can either be positive or negative, and we ideally want to be looking for a property that yields positive cash flow. This means that the rent that we're collecting will be greater than the expenses such as mortgage, insurance, condo fees that we're paying every single month. Number 2, mortgage pay down. This is really the bread and butter of real estate investing, and frankly the part that everybody overlooks because this is really how you make money because no one ever actually talks about the mortgage pay down component. Mortgage pay down is when you have your tenant that's already paying you rent, but that rent helps go towards the mortgage that you're paying each and every single month. Now on the right here, this is what we call an amortization schedule. It's essentially just a fancy table saying how much interest you pay and how much principal you pay each month. Now you can see that in the example I'm going to use as a $500,000 mortgage. The amount of principal that your tenant pays you in rent that you put towards your carrying cost, which is your mortgage, and the amount that is actually paid off into the property is $860 a month. This is what we call mortgage pay down. This means that every single month, your tenant pays around $860 into your property, and so that you own more of that property. And as you increase and hold longer the property, the amount of principal you pay increases larger and larger and larger. And that's why real estate is a slow and steady game. So you can see over here at the end of the amortization schedule, your principal payment is $2,000 a month. Now that's some good money. Number 3, appreciation. This is the part that everyone talks about, which is always in the newspaper because this is what everyone says. You know, you're making money because the market's going up, and because you're in Toronto, they only think that the prices can only go up, which is not true. I always look at appreciation as a bonus. But back to the example, if we have a $500,000 property, then if it increases by 5%, that means your property is now worth $525,000. Now, that's a solid $2,000 a month increase over the course of 1 year, and that's a lot of money. But the thing you have to remember is you don't always get appreciation. You should really try to nail down the 2 first fundamentals of real estate investing, which is number 1, cash flow and rent. 2, mortgage pay down before you start calculating things on appreciation. Because if appreciation doesn't go right, then it's kind of gambling and you're going to be losing a lot of money really quickly because you won't be able to cover your carrying costs. So that's why traditionally we want to take care of cash flow and mortgage pay down first. Now the 4th way you make money is obviously you sell the property. Now you have to keep in mind the first 3 that we talked about, cash flow, mortgage pay down, and appreciation, they are very different in the sense that only cash flow, number 1, is liquid. And what I mean by liquid is that you can take that money and go buy gas and groceries with it. With mortgage pay down and appreciation, that's what we call equity. It means that property is worth more, but it's not liquid because you can't do anything with it. So how you traditionally make equity into something liquid is by you selling the property. Now, a lot of realtors will tell you to sell your property, but I would highly recommend you try not to unless you absolutely have to, because it's good for the realtor's business, but it's not good for your portfolio. What you really want to do is to sell the property to yourself. Okay, now, yes, you can totally do that. What I mean by that is you refinance a property. What that basically means is you're going to the bank because your property's gone up in value and you say, hey bank, I want a bigger mortgage, but now I'll pay you that extra increased monthly amount, but I want this amount of cash back out into my pocket. So you can traditionally do this in the form of a refinance, or you can do it in the form of a line of credit, or what we call home equity line of credit, which is a HELOC. So those are the 4 main ways, with that bonus in there, of how you make money in real estate. I hope you guys found this helpful, and make sure to stay tuned for the next few weeks episode on how to invest in real estate. I'll be taking more and more time into investing to basic beginners, with next week being common pitfalls. So don't miss that one. Now, if you're looking for more specific type of information on properties or what you're trying to do, make sure you're contacting me. My contacts will be right here. Until next time, happy real estating. Now that you're done watching this one, how about this one? Oh, you know what? This one's good too. Ooh, this one's really good. You know what? Just watch them both.